Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. I really appreciate you all. If you do want a free reading, I'm going to give away 2 as soon as I hit 9,000 subscribers. So just be subscribed and comment, and you are in the running for that. So today we're asking, what is Spirit, Angels, the universe want you to know right now? We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Just take a moment, figure out which one feels right for you, and we will move forward. Now, let's start off with pile number 1. Graceful as always. So what do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now, pile number 1? Pile number 1, what do you need to know right now? We've got 8 of Wands, Temperance. There could be communication. There could be some need for action regarding a passion. Maybe something, healing, but you may not want to make a decision on it. You may be very... That makes a lot of sense. So, with the 4 of Cups, there is a need to really be aware of what you are being offered at this point in time. And not to get distracted by everything that you don't want to be happening right now, that you don't see what is coming to you that is actually worthwhile. I'm getting that there is a need to be proactive. And there is a need to be as emotionally balanced as you can, because if you're not, you won't see an opportunity. We have the 7 of Swords and the letter. I feel like there is a need to question whether everything you're being told is true. Again, you may focus so much on something that you won't see an opportunity. And with the 7 of Swords is avoidance, or the 7 of Swords is maybe somebody that's coming in to get something that they want, and they're not about you. So you need to decide, are you avoiding something that is not in your best interest to avoid? Or are you listening to someone who's just about what they want, and, they're not going to leave you with anything at the end? So there's a need for you to be discerning at this point in time. Clarity on the King of Wands, but I'm really getting the King of Wands as you. Like, you're not supposed to be a spectator. You're supposed to be moving the action along in your life. We've got the Page of Pentacles. And this has to do with taking... You have to be taking practical baby steps towards something that you're passionate about, something that you want, because you don't want to be in this energy because you're being offered the Ace of Cups. You're going to be offered the Ace of Cups, but you may be looking at the 3 of Cups. So the reason why you're going to need to decipher the opportunity that's worth taking. And you certainly don't want to say no to an opportunity that can give you a lot of stability and happiness, because you're focusing on something that isn't going to be as consequential in your life. So clarity on the Temperance card. Temperance is healing. Temperance is balance and harmony, and with the Lovers, there is a choice, but there also may be an opportunity for a very loving, spiritually sound relationship. But there also may be a need to, be able to decipher what that isn't. Now, if this is not love, there is a choice that you need to make. So, like, there's just a need for discernment, and there's a need for baby steps forward, and there's a need for you to be in charge of your life, actively working. And it looks like you may just be exhausted, tired of fighting, maybe not entirely open. But I think that you need to be not as defensive, but like kind of offensive, not in a like mean way, but like going after what you want. Realizing that maybe you do need to refocus on something. Maybe you might be focusing on something that, you know, doesn't serve you, and you do need to like put this energy towards baby steps in practicality. But this is giving you an opportunity for justice and blessings. 10 of Cups. Now we have the 5 of Pentacles. And I think that this is interesting that it's going over the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. So you may be feeling a sense of loss, feeling on the outside. But again, there's a need to shift your focus. This is not because it's not reasonable to feel a loss if you've experienced a loss. It's simply that an amazing opportunity is coming your way, and you need to be open to that opportunity. You need to be not so focused on loss that you close down, that you don't allow, either hold on too tightly to something that does not work for you, or hold back so much on what would actually give you a lot of happiness that you just don't allow happiness to happen for you. Because this combination feeds it into itself. You know, you don't want to lose, and you're so focused on not losing that sometimes you set up scenarios for loss. So this is a human thing, but there's a need to make sure that your mind is clear. Make sure that you are able to do everything you can to possibly balance yourself, and know that like whatever this situation is something that is going to be just and balanced for you. So let the energy flow, because sometimes letting something go allows something better to come in. We've got the, I say, and putting the star on top of the 4 of Pentacles. Like you're literally wish fulfillment, literally healing. There's a need to release. There's a need to let go. There's a need to not be so afraid of loss that you can't let in. Excuse me. It was justice again. Like, don't be so afraid of loss that you can't allow the universe to give you, to balance the scales for you. This is balancing the scales, healing, you know, extreme blessings, wish fulfillment. Know that so many good things are happening. We've got the King of Cups. This is somebody coming towards you. I feel like this is also about you. This is about emotional intelligence. This is about being still an emotional person, but not letting your emotion make you do things that are like not cool for other people. You know, like, you know, knowing what your feelings are, but like having the skills to manage them. We've got the, yeah. So we've got the Tower and we have the Six of Pentacles. So there's something that is ending so that you can receive actual justice and balance in your life. And you may feel, it may be something that you don't want to let go, and you may feel a sense of loss about it. But it's one of those situations where this is happening for you. This is breaking down so you can have, instead of, a structure that doesn't pay off, blessings, and the Star comes right after the Tower. This Tower is wish fulfillment. The Tower is healing. So know that whatever falls apart in this point in time, it's falling apart so you have an opportunity at a 10 of Cups. It's falling apart so you can have blessings more than what you think. Hope. Again, symbol of hope. So there's a need for you to have hope, even if maybe you can't see what the blessings are. We have teeth. Take a big bite out of life. And I'm getting a lot of active cards because the Kings are more active. They're, whatever your gender actually, whatever your gender is, the Kings are more about what you do about it. The Queens are more like attracting it to you. We've got teeth, which is like taking a bite out of life. Taking, living and experiencing and not just being in a place of lack. We've got release. Sorry, my hands are so shaky. They always are. And true offering. This also very much makes sense. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. So something in your life is going to fall apart. And it's going to do that so that you can have love replace it. So you can have something great replace it. So you can have happiness really replace it. So I know that doesn't mean that you'll feel happy about it yet, but it's the end result is going to help. So treat yourself. So it looks like there's a big need for you to experience good things and release and let go of things that aren't holding on to you. Just let them go. Let them go because better things are coming for you. And we've got the 10 of Cups and we have the dog, and the dog is true loyalty. And the 10 of Cups is long-term happiness. So we've had the 10 of Cups twice and we've had the Sun. So so much happiness is coming for you. But you may need to let go of something that, no matter how many times you try to build it up, is still going to fall down. Because that's what the Tower is. So we have luck. We have song. I got a little bit of glue on that. Graceful. And we have a connection of love. And we have, in case of serious accident, please call a priest. So I don't know if you're supposed to call on a religious figure, or if maybe you're going to have something. Again, we have a Tower. So there might be I don't know if there's going to be a serious accident, but something's going to shake up your life. It's ultimately going to be for you, but it's going to shake up your life, and you have all the tools necessary. You have everything it takes to make your life into what make your life, make your fate into what you want it to be. This doesn't mean that we get to choose how other people change or what other people do. That is free will, and that is outside our control. But what we do about it, and this is a lot of focus on, you passionately going forward. Well, you being very passionate and focused on moving things forward in your life, and you being, emotionally strong and healthy, and that leading to some kind of long-term happiness and emotional security. But there is a need to refocus, because that Four of Cups and that Four of Pentacles are both blocks. One, the Four of Pentacles, you're so afraid of losing that you can't either allow things in or let things go that aren't giving you what you deserve. Or we've got the Four of Cups, which is so focused on something that you don't like, that you don't want, like that Five of Pentacles, that you don't see when the right opportunity is there. So just let me tell you, something's going to fall apart, and it's going to make the way for many blessings to you. But I understand that might not be comforting until you start receiving those blessings. But it's one of those things where you got to let go of one thing that isn't working, so that the scales just balance for you. So just know that you're looking forward to equal give and take in your life. You're looking forward to what you put out coming back towards you. But you need to, allow things to go, and stop building up on things that cannot be sustained. So I hope that this helps. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you, and it's time for my gorgeous pile number 2s. Pile number 2, my gorgeous angels. What do you need to know right now? We have Queen of Cups. We have, all right, it looks like there's some kind of emotional journey. And the Knight of Swords. So we have somebody that is very loving, very emotionally open, that know that the things that you do to make yourself happy, regardless of other people, is leading to a lot of happiness and emotional security with other people. A sense of community, a lot of peace, wish fulfillment. But know that wish fulfillment starts with emotional maturity, which I see that you're doing, and it starts with, oh, so sorry. It starts with you concentrating on what makes you happy, because that's what's going to lead to genuine long-term wish fulfillment in what actually makes you happy. So this is a very emotional time. Now we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is about action, because all knights are about action. The Swords is the fastest knight. The Swords is thought as well, thought communication. So there's a new beginning for you that's going to bring much happiness and many blessings. This also came out, which is the Six of Wands. So, you're going to get some kind of success. We do have the Four of Pentacles, which is a little bit of a block card. It doesn't allow things to move back and forth. It could be like it's the greed card. You don't want to let go. You don't want to lose. You don't want to maybe let things in, or maybe stop holding on to things. But I think that there's, especially since this is on top of the Nine of Cups, rather than holding on to something in the physical, it's more important that you focus on what makes you happy, because you are building yourself to the best version of yourself, and you're attracting in what is in alignment with that. And this is a block. So we have the Sun and the Sun and the Ten of Cups. So lots of happiness, lots of blessings. And we have the Empress and the Emperor. So there may be a lot of blessings between you and somebody that is equal to you. Somebody who has done the exact amount of work in their life as you have, that is on par, that is on the same level, that is, just as competent. I feel like we need to clarify this Four of Pentacles, because there is something, this is a source of conflict. Anything more we can come through on that? And we've got the Eight of Swords and the Gazebo. The gazebo is about how other people, outside forces, perceive you, and feeling somehow limited by that. But remember, the initial advice is not to focus on what other people want from you, but to focus on what genuinely makes you happy. So know that you are in the middle of manifesting a lot of happiness and emotional fulfillment. But there is a need to focus on what genuinely makes you happy, and not about what anybody other than yourself wants from you or expects from you. What do you need to know right now? Ace of Wands, a new beginning in passion. Again, Eight of Swords on top of Eight of Swords. You are doing some things to limit yourself. You are doing some things that keep you stuck, when you have the power to release yourself from that. We have the Three of Wands. There needs to be a focus not on what your limitations are, because your limitations are a lot less than what you perceive them to be at this moment. Like, you do not have an accurate view on what your limitations are. You need to be focused on making a decision on moving forward, and then taking a decision to move forward, doing those first steps, and know that things are going to manifest to you through that. Ace of Swords, a new beginning in clarity, honesty, integrity. So you have so many good things coming to you, but these are coming to you through some kind of new beginning. These are coming through some kind of manifestation. And you need to stop telling yourself you're stuck. Like, you may have some things that, other people perceive of you or people want from you, but ultimately it's not about that. So you're going to have to overcome your fears, your anxieties, So, because they're keeping you stuck. But the upside is nothing else is holding you down. Not really. Maybe the view of other people, maybe something like that. But really, once you honestly decide that the limitations on you aren't real limitations for you, they're not going to be. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What do you need? What should you get rid of? So it looks like you need to have a real conversation with yourself. What do you want? What actually makes you happy? What do you need? And know that going after what you need is bringing real happiness to you. Is like manifesting these things to you. But there's also things that you need to get rid of. Inanna, desire, and then of course that goes right on top of the Ace of Wands. Like there is a need for you to follow an idea, a desire, an inspiration. Just know that like going after what makes you happy, what you are really inspired by, that's the direction that you should be heading. That's where your manifestations are. Yeah, wish fulfillment. Also, I think that it's very interesting that these characters look a lot alike. I can speak. So just know that like this is what's bringing wish fulfillment to you. And also, there's even a star behind each of their heads. I think that there's you're getting some kind of divine inspiration through your desires. And we've got the Four of Pentacles again. There's something that you don't want to let go of. And we have the Knight of Wands. There's something that you don't want to let go of. You may feel like you'll really lose without, or maybe you just won't allow. Maybe you won't allow yourself to go after what you're passionate about because of a fear of loss. But that's what's holding you back. We've got the Ten of Swords, which is a difficult ending, and a Ship, which is moving forward emotionally. So there's a need to move forward emotionally regarding what you fear losing in a real physical sense. We have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, is this about you taking action on your desires? Because I do feel like you're being asked to take action on desires. And that's, I've definitely seen that in the rest of this reading, but also if you're dealing with somebody that is extremely inconsistent in your life, somebody that's maybe not really there for anything real. There may be some kind of realization there. We've also got the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Swords, a brand new beginning out of a difficult ending, but maybe having to focus on some kind of truth. We've got the Seven of Cups and the Tree. The Tree is healing, the Star is healing. And the Seven of Cups is a need to discern. Because with the Seven of Cups, you have a lot of options, but maybe you are not seeing what you're actually going to get from those options. Yeah, and this leads to blindness. Not literal blindness, but just it puts the blindfold on. It puts you out of focus with your heart. And again, truth is going to be available to you. Long-term abundance is going to be available to you. But you have to open your eyes. And you may have to realize that you hold a thought that doesn't jibe with another thought, and it keeps you confused. And I think that you're trying... I don't think you want to come out of the confusion because it may cause some heartbreak. I think that there is something that you might be heartbroken about when you look at the truth of it. It will be something that you can recover from. You will be able to have a new beginning. There's definitely a truth will set you free angle here. And then we have the fox, which is, again, somebody that is really inconsistent, trying to, be sneaky, trying to get what they want out of a situation. And the 9 of Wands, which is an energy of either a lot of, being way too defensive or just being tired. Like having to fight a fight again. So I think that if you're fighting the same fight over and over again with a specific person and they don't, learn or do better for you, there may be a need to accept a truth. We've got non-duality. Let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluid in doing both. So, you are going to have access with your divine self as well as your humanity. And again, this is about walking your truth. I feel like whatever path they want you to go on, it's not about how other people will see you. It's not about what other people want. I think that you really need to move to the rhythm of your soul. Yeah, like you're going to have to embrace yourself as who you actually are. Don't let social media confuse you. You're just where you need to be. Like, you're on track for what you're supposed to be doing. But it's also not about other people. You may be doomed to being an individual. And until you allow yourself to be that fully, you're holding on to limitations. Yeah, you have everything you need to make the future what you want it to be. So, like, some of you are really going to be able to be successful at things that, maybe other people think that you can't do. But it's just it's not for everybody, but it looks like it is for you. So we have the key to the heart. We have she. We have Nana, which is like a grandmother. What about a grandmother? I feel like there's more there. We've got 8 of Wands, which is a lot of energy, effort, and passion. And we have like a block. I don't know if there's a grandmother or maybe something like in the matrilineal side of the family that maybe there has been a block before. Maybe, this was something that another ancestor tried to overcome. And maybe they weren't able to. Yeah, for some of you, you might be like doing something that maybe a ancestor of yours really, really tried to do, but didn't quite overcome. Anything more? Anything more? That's what I'm getting on that. And I've got genuine joy. And I've got, it's coming through doing little practical steps. And it's coming through coming out of survival mode and like building yourself up to a greater level of self-actualization. So what you need to know is you, and you're not too far from it, but there is a need to not be so scared of how you're going to be perceived. It doesn't matter if other people don't succeed how you're going to succeed, because you're definitely going to be happy. You're definitely going to succeed. And people may very well mean you well while putting a block in front of you. But that's why you kind of have to embrace your divine and embrace your humanity and realize that you have everything that you need to follow that inspiration. Like, you already have it. I understand that it might be scary. Because all change is, but like you're not behind, you're not wrong. It's not about what other people do. This is very much about you self-actualizing and it leading to long-term happiness and long-term success. But I think there's a need to release what everybody else is going to think about that. Because people can mean you well and just not see your vision. It's pretty simple. I hope that this helps you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 9,000 subscribers. So just be subscribed and comment. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you. So my gorgeous darlings, pile number 3. What do you need to know right now? We've got box. Reveal your secret power. If you're there may be something that you're awesome at that maybe you haven't let everybody know about, or maybe you've been holding back. But there's a need to surrender, a need to show your power. And there's a need to recognize that it's going to be easy for you to receive if you're receptive. It's literally a mantra. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. A surrender. So, like, you're in the nitty-gritty process of manifesting right now. surrender is part of manifestation. Surrender is releasing the things that you're holding on to that, quite frankly, probably don't have anything to do with the big picture. And rebirth. So you're looking at a significant transformation and change in your life. Your life is simply just not going to be the same. And it's not a bad thing. It seems like it's a really big change, but it's a really good change. Because it's going to unleash your power. It's going to bring in, it's just going to like release the blocks that maybe you put in your own way on accident. Like, or even the blocks that other people have put in your way, but you didn't need to let them be in your way quite as long as maybe you did. We're all humans. We're all in different parts of our healing processes, but you're going through a transformation within yourself, and it's going to be good. So be present. And again, this is a manifestation thing because things only happen in the now. That is the only point in which we really have, where we can put our hands on it and make the decisions to absolutely transform our lives. So be in the now. So when I say transformation, I mean transformation. Your life is not going to be the same. And again, we got to talk about the Five of Swords. And we've got that on top of ease. There may have been some way that you were self-sabotaging. Or, simply letting people who treated you poorly have ease and have place in your life. That is also some self-sabotage, not because they weren't sabotaging you. And I know that sometimes you're in an environment, you've got to eat, so therefore you have to work. But just know through this transformation, things are going to be easier for you. It's just going to be easier. And for some of you, you're going to stop getting in your own way. And what you're going to do is be able to build something. You're going to be able to create some kind of mastery. And I think that you may do it in conjunction with someone else. Because I like the Chariot because it's also about the universe pushing you forward, and the only thing you have to do is not trip yourself up. So you're going to go through a massive change. It's going to be for success. It's going to be for healing. And it's going to maybe give you the opportunity to open your eyes to what your opportunities are and really which one you actually want. Because unfortunately, for you to receive the best, you have to shut down other opportunities. And it doesn't mean that, you're suddenly stuck. It just means that, it's all like, if you don't make choices happen to you. Like, it just happens to you. versus, you really being able to have the discernment of saying, this is what is really going to get me, what is really fulfilling for me, which is what I've been wanting all this time. Just know that the opportunity is there. And whatever this Five of Swords, it's like you're going to be able to pick the right choice. I mean, you can pick any choice, and maybe there have been times where you did pick any choice, but you're going to be able to discern the choice that's going to allow you to move forward successfully. You're going to be able to choose the choice that brings you mastery and brings you the right collaboration. You're going to be able to take yourself out of a box that you probably didn't even know that you put yourself in. So you are moving forward away from drama, maybe away from your own simple limitations, certainly away from your self-sabotage. And you are going to have to put a lot of energy and effort into the mastery that you're building, maybe into the collaboration. But this is the only thing that's going to get you what you want. So there is a need for you to look at something very clearly, maybe without your emotions involved. Is this regarding a heartbreak? Let's talk about it. So we have a heartbreak and we have a new, steady, stable beginning and, real just joy and happiness. So you very well might have experienced a heartbreak. You are being able to truly transform. And it's leading to a steady, stable new beginning, something that you can build, something that you can build strong and real, something that is going to bring you genuine joy and happiness, that is going to bring you blessings beyond what you can conceive of, at least at this point. It's just it's going to be better than what you think it is. And I think that we also need to look at the Five of Swords in relation to the Three of Swords. Because the Five of Swords causes the Three of Swords. So there might have been things that, you are transforming out of, that you are releasing. But they might have been the cause of some heartbreak for you. This doesn't mean that somebody didn't do you wrong. Again, maybe you chose a person that wasn't ever going to do you right. And that is a form of sabotage that we can do to ourselves. Again, this is maybe not for all of you. Maybe, again, maybe your heartbreak wasn't about love. Maybe you had a heartbreak regarding profession and work and but the point is you're getting out of your own way, and then you are moving forward onto better things, and those things are going to pay off through your transformation. This is about you and your personal transformation, but those things are going to pay off for you bigger and better than what you expect them to. I say as I pull the Sun again. And the Ace of Cups. You have new beginnings in front of you. Steady, stable new beginnings. Emotionally fulfilling new beginnings. Beginnings in love. Beginnings in practical, really having things come into fruition for you. But remember, especially with the things coming into fruition for you, it's very clear that you have to put in work. This you are manifesting, but like there's gonna be some like literally just making the thing, doing the thing. So you are definitely manifesting on a larger spiritual level. But there's going to be some practical actions that you're going to have to do in order to get your 10 of Pentacles, which you're going to be capable of doing. And I feel like you're going to have some kind of collaboration doing something to be able to make something that's greater than just yourself. We have the 7 of Wands. Now this could be too defensive, but I'm getting that like there's a need to stand up and defend what's important to you. So I could see how right now could be a very uncomfortable time for you, because change is never comfortable, but like it's bringing so much hope and ease and releasing yourself and really allowing you to practically do more than you've been able to do. Like you're being guided. I can speak. You make divine intelligence your foundation. You finally have a fixed star to follow. And then we have hope, which is like the star. Like the universe is giving you the guidance that you need. And it looks like you're no longer fighting where the universe wants to take you, which is great, especially since the universe is going to give you a very firm foundation, happiness, maybe a very successful relationship. This could be a house, but it's a stable foundation, and part of that stable foundation is made by you. And I think that there is going to be somebody else that is going to hold up the other half. This doesn't mean that you can't do things by yourself, but I'm getting that there's going to be somebody, like a brand new, steady, stable beginning. Doesn't have to be romantic, but this is going to be somebody that's an answer to your manifestations, who's going to help you do something greater than what you can do just by yourself. Church, temple, mosque. Recognize your spiritual authority. So we have release, we have hope, we have guidance from the divine. And there's also maybe needing to recognize the divine within. And that this is going to lead to a brand new beginning. However, it also might force you to look at a truth. And sometimes truth is not the easiest thing to look at. Sometimes the Ace of Swords can be cutting. But it's freeing. It's still a new beginning, and it still gets you somewhere. Find your love language. Take some time to find out how you truly want to be cared for. So, especially in a relationship, what is going to make you truly feel cared for? And also, going into a relationship, gosh, I can speak. I don't know why I keep on stumbling over my words. Relationship. know that it's also important to know how they want to be cared for, how they feel loved. Again, because you're both holding up half the pillars. There has to be a balance there, or there isn't stability. You got the Six of Cups. But what that's going to lead to is a reunion of some sort, or, you know, somebody that is just your people, just where you get to be innocent and loving, and that's exactly what you receive back. Like a truly safe place with love. But guidance, there is, when I say there are things that need to be balanced, things need to be balanced. There can't be a disparity in, like, you can't have this blessing and try to get, I'm trying to get that Five of Swords. You can't receive this blessing, this beautiful balance, and be trying to get the upper hand on somebody. And I know that, you know, sometimes we're in this energy, you know, because maybe we've been hurt. But it's also not an excuse to, you know, hurt somebody else, do unto others how someone did unto you. Especially if it's going to make you lose out on something so pure. Because it is going to be. So it's important that you think about how you fight. And it's not that you should never have a disagreement with, because like some of this is even could be like a business partner and somebody can build something. But like, if you are having a disagreement, there needs to be a realization that you're on the same team and you're not trying to destroy the other person. And there needs to be communication instead of avoidance. We've got the Child going on the Two of Pentacles and so there may be a lack of balance that came out of childhood. Again, like, you may, in the past, have felt like everybody's, you know, like out for themselves. And certainly some people are. But those aren't the people that are going to give you this. So, you are going through a transformation, you are releasing something that no longer serves you, but you are expanding and you're getting so much out of this. And we have the Queen of Swords, which again, may be somebody that is a little bit harsh because they have been hurt. But also maybe has some very strong boundaries. I feel like I need to take something else for the Queen of Swords. So what else do we need to know about the Queen of Swords, the Five? It's quite possible. And it looks like the person that you may need to, like, where, like, you're building and collaborating, like, where this abundance is coming from. Like, this is going to be a person that will not put up with this at all. Yeah, this is somebody who will it's not that this person like won't like do right by you, but like if there's no balance between the two of you, if you're not focusing on, you know, win-wins, but just trying to put win-loses out there, not intentionally, but, you know, we don't always think about how we fight. Know that this person will absolutely shut things down. It does look like they'll talk. Don't just dream of, search for, give, fall in, or dream of, also be love. Okay, like, part of this transformation is being loving. Yeah. I think that you have some kind of enormous blessing. It might be connected to another person, and you can't bring something that you might have always done. You just can't bring that to them. Because not only are you not going to win, you're just going to sabotage yourself. Abundance. Yeah, it's such a block to your abundance. And it's okay. You know, like, we all have to think, because, like, again, there's maybe something to do with your inner child, something, you know, if you have dealt with a lot of dishonest person, feeling like everybody is dishonest. I feel like the person you're dealing with is not dishonest, but they are not dealing with any bull. It's so just this huge transformation you're going through is absolutely for your own success. But you need to let something go that does not serve you, that will not allow you to go to the next level. It's just not going to. And it's a need for things to be win-win. Extraordinary. There's a wild, impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. So, like, it's like winning at any cost is not the way to do it, and you will be honored, but not while you're doing that. Choices. You need to recognize that your choices matter. And school. Examine your beliefs about being tested. The reason why you're transforming is because you have to examine your beliefs in order to get what you want. And you are being tested on what choice you will make. But it's not about the selfish choice. It's really just not. We've got the Queen of Cups and I feel like there is something you are going to create. But that thing that you're going to create is from a place of emotional vulnerability. And you're going to have a safe place to create it, and even maybe a safe person to create it with. But you need to stop fighting it. So, looks like things are going to be so much easier. but it's gonna require a transformation within yourself, which is never easy, but it's just going to lead to everything else being easier. It's just going to lead you to be more present, to like build up something that is going to be so much better. So you have so much goodness happening for you. You are going through a transformation, and you have to be a willing participant. Yeah, the universe wants to change you. Maybe even persons in your life, would appreciate certain things, but it has to come from you participating, for you wanting to actually make the changes. But like doing it is just going to simplify your life and make you so much happier. So after, I feel like the pain of the situation you're in has to be significantly more than the pain of change. Because even if change is for the best, it always hurts. But there's a key to your heart. I think the universe is really observing what you're doing. We have he, so maybe something to do with masculinity. We have the genuine joy, some kind of really valuable connection and nourishing. I feel like you may need to nourish some kind of really valuable connection in your life. So I hope that helped. If you do want a free reading, I'm going to give away 2 as soon as I hit 9,000 subscribers. So be subscribed and comment, and I deeply appreciate you. Thank you so much. And it's time for my gorgeous pile number 4s. What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? Queen of Swords. The Fool. Oh, I lost it. Ooh, 7 of Swords and the Devil. So we have the Queen of Swords, who can be a very intimidating person. We have the Fool, and we have the 7 of Swords and the Devil. For some of you, you may face some kind of unhealthy people. Just know that you're going to... They're kind of going to be foolish to try to bring this to you. And this can be a leap of faith, but I feel like you're going to be faced with something, but it's something that you have the ability to cut down, like, I think that so, like, yeah, it is important for you to maintain boundaries at this point in time, because, there are going to be some people who come forward that are, all about themselves and maybe wanting something from you, but really not intending to give anything to you. But I feel like you're almost going to be bored I think because it's like these people should just know better. I don't know. I don't know. We've got the devil, which can be about a connection that's unhealthy, but I feel like you already can, like, you can see this stuff a mile away. So I feel like there's going to be some foolhardy people who may try to bring some dysfunction into your life. But it's going to be something that's, like you're going to be able to take care of, like you're already ready. We have the two, I'm sorry, it's not the Two of Wands. It's a fork in the road. So it kind of reminded me of that. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So regarding somebody who's bringing, trying to bring some kind of unhealthy cycle to you, just really make the choice of something, doing something practical. We have the Gentleman and the Ace of Cups. There is maybe somebody who's going to offer you something romantic or offer you, I would not go for it right away. I would definitely let this person's actions tell you who they are, because somebody might be coming in like a gentleman but leaving out the window, But I also think that you're going to see this coming from a mile away. But I think that you are going to have somebody that's going to try to, we've got the Child and the Fool. This is a new beginning. You might be dealing with some kind of new beginnings. What is the Child trying to tell us here? Interesting. Okay, because we have the Eight of Wands, the Child, and the Fool. You may be able to fulfill some kind of childhood desire or dream. Because this is like a lot of passion. This is also playful. We have the inner child. We have the Fool. So, keep your eye out for people who you're probably going to be able to see coming. But, don't just take down your guard because, I should give people more chances. No, at this point in time, it's not bad to keep your guard up if people are bringing you this foolishness. But just know that whatever dysfunction somebody tries to bring to you, there's going to be an alternate route for you to take. You're not going to have to engage with them. It's like you're going to be able to route them. You're going to be able to kind of go around them. Ooh. We have the Four of Pentacles. You might be in a slightly closed down spot right now. There is a need to not put up with things that you shouldn't be putting up with. But it's important not to block yourself by just because you're going to have some people like this doesn't mean that that you should never open your heart again. I know that it's harder when you've dealt with this and if you're going to deal with this again. But don't block your future blessings. This could be holding on to money, but I feel like you just need to know that you already have a pretty good radar. And you are going to receive good news, something that's worth having. So don't be so closed off you can't allow yourself to have that, because what you do deserve is equal give and take, not dysfunctional people who still need to do some more work before they're good for anybody. So this is abundance, and this is from a place of lack. So there is nothing wrong with keeping that boundary up and letting it be, there's only a place for people who give in equal measure in my life. But you don't want to close off completely so that there isn't room for the people who actually give what they receive, like who actually... So it's just a place of coming from allowing, like, don't shut down the universe from balancing the scales with you because you deal with foolish people. And know that there is some kind of inner child wish fulfillment coming. There's a need to release something. You have the power to do it. You have the power to cut out something that doesn't serve you. And I feel like you very much have the power to cut out this. Like, blooming. So you may be bored with, foolish people bringing dysfunction to you, but you're in the process of blooming. You are in the process of creating abundance for yourself. There is a need for you to focus on self-care. And again, because there was a fork in the road between dysfunctional relationship issues. This doesn't have to be like a romantic relationship, but just situations in which there is a cycle and it's not good for you. And then there is self-care on top of that. So focus on self-care, focus on your blooming. Allow the universe to give you the balance you deserve, even if you're gonna have to, we've got the Tower. I feel like you guys are a little bit jaded. I can understand why. Because the things that can't stand, the things that, aren't good for you, they're gonna fall. And I think that standing in your dignity, and, only allowing people in your life who show you appreciation, I feel like that's gonna help insulate you from some of the fallout from that. So are you gonna... with the tower can be self-realization. I feel like there's also some things that are just going to not work out. But those are things that were kind of in your way rather than being what you should have been building on. And again, I feel like you're almost a little bit bored by it. I'm like, oh, the Tower again. But if you're going to deal with some of this, just, practice on your self-care. Know that you're blooming and growing, and really only allowing people to continue in your life that appreciate you, that, are giving. Energetic clearing, yeah. So there are some people who are just going to be cleared out of your life. That's what the Tower is about. During crises, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive. So this is why we don't want you in the Four of Pentacles. We want you in the Six of Pentacles, because this is about you receiving. And I also understand that you're a little jaded. You're tired of dealing with this. But it's bringing in, reception. And there may be a need for you to refocus away from loss. Not that your loss is not significant, not that your loss isn't real. It looks like it really, really hurt. But, not all is lost for you. When some things are cleared out of your life, it allows you to refocus on something that is a silver lining for you. Find your truths. And it is helping you know more about you. Know the value of things and not just the price. You've gained wisdom throughout this. And it may have had to do with a soul bond, soul connection. Again, maybe it ended up in a tower movement, but you are growing. You are rising above. And if things are unhealthy, and you are also building, putting the time, effort, and energy to building stability for yourself. But you're also going through a significant change and transition. And some of that is going to have to do with your energy. I don't really think that you're giving a lot of bad energy. I think that you are maybe just beyond done with unhealthy paradigms. And maybe there is a very considerable connection that hasn't brought a lot of health to your life. We've got the King of Cups. The King of Cups is about emotional maturity. The King of Cups is somebody that acts on their emotions. Now we have the Queen of Swords, which is the hardest of queens, and we have the King of Cups, which is probably the softest of kings. And again, this does not mean, it does look like you have been through the ringer regarding some things, but you've also got a new beginning, and something's manifesting for you. And I think that it has some kind of wish fulfillment through your childhood. You are rising above something. You are clearing out things that no longer fit. You are going through massive transformation. And we have the Lovers, and we have there is maybe an ability to build something bigger. There may be another spiritual connection coming into your life. And it's going to end in the Six of Pentacles. It's going to end in what you deserved all along, which was what you put out being given back to you in a fair way, in a balanced way. So there may be another spiritual union coming into your life. And it's coming from a place of you finding security and independence within yourself. And you standing up for what actually matters. I think that there was a need for you to be in the Queen of Swords, because I think you needed to maintain yourself and your dignity throughout this process. We've got the Three of Cups. What about the Three of Cups? Could be third parties. I feel like there's the Two of Cups. Well, no, it's not the Two of Cups. That's the Lovers. It reminds me of the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups on the Five of Pentacles. Like the Three of Cups gets pushed over. So some of you might be having, I have 333 on the clock, so that might be significant for some of you. But some of you may have had some kind of spiritual connection, but there were some third parties involved. I feel like if that is the case, then there may be another spiritual relationship that is coming in that is going to give you the parity and the balance that you deserve. For a small amount of you, there might be reconciliation with somebody. But like there's a need to like not engage in negative past things. So we have the Star, which is the hope and healing after the Tower. And we have the Six of Cups, which is love and connection and innocence and safety. So I feel like you guys are, and again, if you are not just emotionally done, maybe this is not your thing, but just know that like you needed to stand up for what was important. And that negative things are getting cleared out, and loving and kind and wish-fulfilling things are coming to you. They're coming to you because you stood up for what you are and you chose to have value in yourself. And, you're bringing love and joy to you. With the Judgment, there is a need to look at the bigger picture, see the patterns, decide what you don't want to engage in anymore. And the High Priestess means that deep down, you're going to get some very powerful intuition. And that intuition, like, it's important that you don't fight your intuition, because it's bringing you towards personal happiness and wish fulfillment. Even if you are absolutely emotionally done with this. And again, it doesn't mean you may have had a very serious a spiritual contract, but it was not healthy. It does not mean that it's necessarily this person, but it's somebody that is absolutely fulfilling what the love, wish fulfillment that you deserve. So we have he and we have hug. We have a damaged, really broken connection. And it does look like maybe you had a very damaged, broken connection. Maybe something that was very hard for you to release. We have the Hand, which is about your actions and your personal responsibility, and also about not taking on responsibility for the action of others. You're responsible for what you've done, but you're not responsible for what happened to you or what somebody else did. Those are about that person. They're not about you. And we do have a lot of spiritual awakening and knowledge, because we also have the High Priestess. We have the Star, so which is wish fulfillment and a connection that is going to bring some kind of wish fulfillment. We have the Olive Branch. Some of you, maybe somebody's coming with an apology, but like, again, pay attention to cycles. Don't re-engage if it's unhealthy, because like, I feel like you're gonna, like, if only an olive branch from the universe, like if you had a connection with which somebody just absolutely, truly just damaged things beyond, working and, and hasn't got their stuff together, just know that, like, it's not going to keep you from being happy. It's not going to keep you from getting what you deserve, which is a truly loving relationship. And we have Mars, and Mars is about action. It's about fire. It's about fighting. What about Mars? The Empress. So Mars is traditionally a very male characteristic, male god. We have the Empress, which is about nurturing and creativity and bringing things to you. It's I think the most feminine card in the deck. It literally has a symbol of the feminine on top of it. So you can be a fighter and be feminine. I don't know why that needs to be said. You can allow things to come to you, and also maybe you've had to fight for yourself along the way, hence the Queen of Swords. Yeah. And if you're not female, it's like, this is just the positive aspects of the feminine, which is, nurturing and kind and loving and like allowing other people to grow. Like, these are positive things for anybody to have. But there is an emotional, things aren't always going to be this hard. And I feel like that's what they're really trying to tell you. That things aren't always going to be able to be this hard. You are going to be able to open up your heart again. And there's a need to focus on the kind of future that you want to have, because you're a master manifester. And yeah, you may have to, sometimes you may have to fight for what really matters. Even if, you'd prefer just everybody to get along. But just know that a new beginning is coming for you that is going to be steady, stable, and that it's going to bring just peace and happiness to you. So I know you're just at the end, you're done, you don't want to deal with it, you don't want to think about it, but things are getting better. And I hope that helped. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. Just make sure that you make sure that you use that one, because I don't give my email or a WhatsApp in the comments. If so that happens, it is absolutely not me. If you want a free reading, I'm giving away as soon as I hit 9,000 subscribers. So be subscribed and comment and you're in the running for that. Thank you so much.